Chairperson calls the case. Staff gives a brief report and recommendation. Applicant gives a presentation. Opposition and support gives testimony, generally limited to 3 minutes per speaker. Applicant may give a rebuttal. Commission discussion and decision. Anyone wishing to speak must complete a speaker's request form and hand it to the planning assistant on my left. Please be as brief as possible and do not repeat statements already made by others. Anyone wishing to protest the decision of a commission public hearing item must request a second public hearing before the City Council. The request will be submitted in writing to the Planning and Community Development Department within 10 days after the Commission's hearings. All Commission recommendations on public hearing items move forward to a regular City Council meeting. The City Council will then act on the recommendation of the Commission. They may concur with the decision, modify it, or overturn it. We welcome citizens' comments, and as fellow citizens of Peoria, we thank you in advance for your participation. This is the final call to submit speaker request forms. If anyone wishes to speak, please fill out a speaker request form and provide it to the staff seated to the left at the end of the dais. The consent agenda is for items that are routine in nature, and tonight consists of 3 items. The third item on the agenda, which is CU 15-008, is a conditional use permit, and it's listed as a consent item. Is there anyone here who wishes to testify on agenda item CU 15-008? As there is no one present who wishes to testify regarding CU 15-008, then the matter will remain on the consent agenda and will be considered as a part of the consent agenda. Our consent agenda items are 1C, disposition of absence, discussion and possible action to approve, excuse the absences of Secretary Sean Hutchinson and Commissioner Bill Lewis at the July 16, 2015 meeting. 2C is the minutes. That's discussion and possible action to approve the minutes of the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting held on July 16, 2015. And 3C is the public hearing regarding the conditional use permit, Peoria Artisan Brewery, CU 15-008. Do any commissioners have any questions or comments? Do I have a motion?
Madam Chair?
Yes.
I make a
Commissioner
motion.
Nelson.
Thank you. I move that we approve the consent agenda as presented.
Do I have a second?
I second that.
Commissioner Hutchinson, thank you. Can we vote? Okay, and that passes. Thank you. We will now move on to new business. 4R, public hearing regarding conditional use permit, Precision Massage, CU 15-0011. Staff, please present your report.
Madam Chair, members of the Commission, before I turn it over to Randy, let me just provide an introduction to him. Randy approaches on my right, on your left. He's one of our new planners to the City of Peoria. He's actually been in Peoria in the past as one of our customer service reps. He left the city for a couple of years to be with a law firm, came back as a planner, so we're happy to have him back. Randy's got a bachelor's degree in urban studies from the Arizona State University. So with that, Randy, approach.
Madam Chair, members of Commission, good evening. The agenda item 4R in front of you is case CU 15-0011, a conditional use permit request for Precision Massage. This project is located at the northeast corner of Lake Pleasant Road and Beardsley Road in the Basha Shopping Center. The suite is approximately 2,089 square feet, and this request is to provide a conditional use permit for massage therapy. This is adjacent to Sun City, which is part of Maricopa County to the south, and just to the west is the Ventana Lakes subdivision. More specifically, surrounding the area to the north within the shopping center is retail, an auto repair shop, and the Desert Winds Assisted Living Home. To the south is the Bashas' grocery store. There are restaurant and retail pads, a bank, and Beardsley Road. To the west are medical offices, the Vantana Lake subdivision, and Lake Pleasant Road. And to the east is the Desert Winds Independent Living Facility. The proposal this evening is for the massage establishment with the hours of Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. and weekends only by appointment. All massage therapists are licensed from the Arizona Board of Massage Therapy. They provide massage and occasionally will provide yoga and dance classes and will provide continuing education classes to obtain PNMT certification. That's Precision Neuromuscular Therapy, which is a specialty of the applicant. The floor plan in front of you is approximately, again, 2,089 square feet. There will be a consulting area in the back, a lobby with a small portion of retail in the front, and 7 massage rooms. The analysis of the request is as follows. The suite is zoned intermediate commercial, which is C2 within an existing commercial center. The C2 zoning district does require a conditional use permit to be obtained for a massage establishment with specific limitations as follows. There needs to be a 1,000-foot separation buffer from any other personal services. This has been confirmed by staff and provided by the applicant a list of uses that surround the massage establishment. Additionally, all access needs to be from arterial roadways. Beardsley Road and Lake Pleasant Road are on either side of this. We sent out a notification of application and a notice of hearing for this evening. It was a 600-foot radius for the neighbors and a 1-mile radius for the HOAs. The site was posted over 15 days prior to tonight's meeting, and as of this evening, there have been no calls or emails regarding this proposal. The request this evening is consistent with applicable codes, standards, and guidelines, including the standards required of C2. The request is compatible and consistent with the surrounding context and uses around this shopping center at Beardsley and Lake Pleasant Road. This business will operate in a manner that will minimize and/or mitigate any impacts on the surrounding properties. Our recommendation is to approve this conditional use permit for case CU 15-0011, subject to the conditions as stated in the staff report.
Thank you. Do any of the commissioners have any questions? Commissioner Nelson.
Just a point of clarification. So this cannot be located within 1,000 feet of one of those uses that was mentioned in the report. I think one of those was a liquor store, right?
Madam Chair, members of commission, that is correct, yes.
So I'm for my clarification, so Bashas' has a liquor department. That's not considered a...
Not in the sense that it is a retail liquor store. A BevMo would fall under that classification.
Okay, so it would have to be just selling liquor to be considered a retail liquor store? Not a grocery store?
Correct. It would need to be the primary.
Primary use. Okay, I was just curious. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Madam Chair, members of the commission, maybe I can provide a little more insight as to what that requirement is. There are certain personal services in our zoning code that we desire not to have a concentration of, and they include things like massage establishments, tattoo parlors, retail liquor stores. I think there's a number of other uses like that. So when one of these from that specified list comes in, we look to ensure it's not within 1,000 feet of that listing of uses there.
Are there any other questions from the commissioners? Okay. I have opened the public hearing. Is the applicant present? Yes. Would you like to speak? Okay. Okay. Are you in agreement with staff recommendation? I am. Okay, thank you. Do any of the commissioners have any questions and/or comments of the applicant? Okay, with no more comments, I am closing the public hearing. Any comments from the commissioners before we vote? Well, I just want to say that living in that area and that shopping center has a lot of vacancies in there. So I think it's going to be great for the neighborhood to have something come in that is going to bring more people to that shopping center. So I absolutely applaud that. Do I have a motion? Commissioner Nelson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I make a motion that we approve case number CU 150011 in accordance with all stipulations and conditions listed in the staff report.
Okay. Do I have a second?
Seconded.
Thank you, Commissioner Spraker. We may vote. Okay, that passes. You're free to leave now. Thank you for showing up. Okay, we're going to call to the public. Are there any comments from the public on non-agenda items? Okay, seeing there are no comments on non-agenda items, the next one is reports from staff. Does the staff have anything to report or state?
Madam Chair, members of the commission, just a few items. Just to note that our next Planning and Zoning Commission meeting is on August 20th. It's another light agenda. I apologize for that. We do attempt to consolidate agendas, but sometimes we come up against timing issues for applicants, so we try to accommodate those issues. And then the second thing I wanted to mention to you all, just wanted to introduce some new staff that we've received from the Planning Department. So if I can have the new staff raise their hand, I'll introduce them. Aaron Frank, Jennifer Faustino, and then Ryan McCann. So they joined our staff early this week, so we're happy to have them.
Welcome.
And that's it.
Any reports from the Planning and Zoning Commission? Do any commissioners have anything to report or state? Seeing no further business, I call this meeting adjourned.